Hey guys, Kevin Shaw here, Editor-in-Chief of Mopar Connection Magazine. Today we're going to do something a little different only because of the big announcement that we made a couple weeks ago in regards to our 1970 Dodge superbee project, what we call Project ZomBEE. Now, if you haven't checked out the magazine at www.moparconnection magazine, you're probably missing out. But we had a 1970 Dodge superbee that had been a little bit of a rescue project. It was originally planned to be kind of a roadkill car, just slam a powertrain in it and get it running and just let all the dust and rust fly out of the car while we drove it. Unfortunately, the car itself turned out to be absolutely not roadworthy, and I'm not the kind of person to half-ass a car. I really wanted to save this superbee and make it really roadworthy. Unfortunately, over the last 5 years, not a lot of work actually got done besides cutting away some old cancer and really leaving the car even in worse shape than how we found it. Now today, a lot of work is happening as we've partnered together with Direct Connection and Finale Speed to build a really unique project that's going to exemplify what's available in the Direct Connection catalog when it comes to third-gen Hemi swaps for a classic 1970 superbee and these B-body platforms. Because there's so much stuff that's going to be happening with this superbee over the next year to 2 years, I thought this would be a really good opportunity to dig up some old video footage of when we first found the superbee and get you guys up to speed. What I'm going to show you here is the original footage that I dug up out of an old iPhone of when we found the superbee up in Hebron, Ohio, and when we pulled it out of this pole barn. Now, admittedly, we had a really good insider when it came to getting this car. It actually belonged to the father of Mopar Connection's editor, Gavin Wollenberg. So we made a deal with Jeff, and he said, absolutely, come and get this thing out of the barn. And unfortunately, because it had no powertrain and we really didn't have a way to pull it out ourselves, Jeff volunteered to use his Rat Rod 70 superbee that he daily drives to pull our superbee, what we call ZomBEE, out of the barn.
Is that what he's doing?
I think that's what he's doing. It's not an animal, it's like...
Good tow vehicle, right? Are you going to get in and steer?
Yeah.
There you go.
I gotta get the toe strap.
There you go.
Yeah, the other one got and you can't do it again.
There it is. Here's ZomBEE. Tight fit. you got a MIG welder, we'll just weld a trailer hitch on it.
Oh, I can cut you.
Yeah, since we're gonna,
There's no brakes on the right, so we're gonna have to man that lane.
This thing saw daylight.
Turn the wheel.
It won't hardly turn at all. Yeah.
A few years. Get it out here a little bit further. All right, well, we'll just back the trailer up.
I'd say I can back the trailer up right here.
Didn't pull the bumper off.
That makes
Getting it into place.
Yeah.
Be a little more complicated without it being able to steer.
we might need to pop the.
Take the steering column out.
Well, we can take the column out. Yeah. What is?
No, I'm saying disconnect the steering column.
Right. We just you know, just disconnect it at the rag joint, and
if we get the wheels to turn.
I mean, is the pump frozen maybe, or?
Well, I know he wants to keep his wheels, so I brought this set of wheels. Yeah. So we can jack it up and get it. I brought my speed wrench and all, and we swap out the wheels and tires.
Now that you got to see how we found the superbee, I'm going to take you to a couple weeks later after we brought the superbee home and I started taking it apart. I'm going to mention some of the early plans of what the car was supposed to be, and obviously those plans have changed, so don't get confused, but there were certain things that were definitely going to be carried over. Here before you is Project ZomBEE. We wanted to give you a quick little update and show you how progress is coming on the car. Again, we're kind of keeping it as the location says, a little bit of a shade tree job just for the time being. We're going to actually do quite a bit of really nice fabrication on it, and we're pretty excited for all the sponsors who come on with the car. But right now we've done a lot of work in clearing off the firewall and getting the dash out, and got the glass out, and discovered a lot more cancer, discovered a little more unexpected cutting that the car had gone through in its life. So we're going to do a little walk around and show you. Well, let me grab the phone and we'll walk you through. There we go. All right. Well, as you remember, ZomBEE was found in a barn up in Hebron, Ohio. We were able to save it and bring it home here to Nashville.
The car is going to be maintained mainly as a rat rod, a rat touring build. We're going to keep most of the body as is, even the cancer that you see down here in the bottom and down here. We're probably going to beat that out a little bit, but we're going to keep that cancer just for fun, just for looks, just to upset a couple people. We think it'd be kind of fun. But the more important stuff is being able to make the car serviceable, to be able to survive the horsepower we're going to put to it, and just to be able to enjoy the car. What that means mainly is, as we hinted at before, is replacing all this. That's pretty stinking ugly. What we discovered after we got the dash out, after we got the windshield out, is not only are our floors in pretty bad shape, but we're gonna have to do quite a bit of patchwork, as you'll see up here on the firewall. Right now it's replacement firewalls are not available, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of patchwork before we put the dashboard back in. Obviously we're gonna move around here, kind of show you. We've cleaned most everything out, except for obviously we haven't vacuumed or taken an air hose and blown all this trash and junk out, but got a little bit of hardware there. We have noticed a couple thin spots. Here's one, a little bit of thin metal on our cross member. We're gonna have to, once we get the whole floor out, we're gonna go through and make sure that our cross member and our subframes are in really good shape. We want to patch those up as best we can, make sure that our substructure is really strong. As some of you already noticed, and what we discovered today in taking out these panels on both sides, some yahoo took a sawzall and cut out the inner door structures. Thankfully, because it's a post car, there's no window cranks, so we're okay there. And the mounts for the armrests are still present, so we're all right. And of course, that whole package tray is gone. Whoever did that is a goof. And so are those X braces, those cross braces. So we're gonna have to replace those as well, just to get the car back to being sound and strong. Another thing that we noticed, because we were missing the build sheet and any other identifiers besides the VIN, is by recognizing here and here are our seat mounts. You'll notice they're absent on the inside, revealing to us that this was a bench seat car. Obviously we're not going back to a bench. We'll be sliding all around that bench seat if we did that. So we're gonna put some nice new buckets in there, and we've had a couple ideas about going with a late model seat, maybe not a race seat, but we haven't decided just yet. But we thought it would be a good change other than a split bench. But a couple other things is window track. The regulator's pretty good. We were able to grease those up and get the windows to operate pretty well. We're gonna walk around where our windshield was and look at our windshield frame. Although filthy, we were happy to see that there's very little cancer inside of that window frame. That is obviously a pretty bad thing. Now we do have a little bit on the driver's side. As you can see, we got a little bit of pinholes, but nothing too bad, no deal breakers. So we're pretty happy with that. Our roof is still in really good shape, so we don't have to do any replacement there. Last time we saw ZomBEE, we had that old master cylinder. We've taken that out. We've taken the heater box out. Obviously we've taken a lot out. We've also put in just a temporary manual box that we had. You'll see a steering column that actually was part of a restoration article, and we've been using that to just slide in and move the car around just temporarily. We're looking at putting a really nice close ratio power steering box and a Flaming River tilt column in there, so that'll be really neat. We're pretty excited about that. Thus far, all the work that we've done has just been assessment and cleaning out and seeing how how deep of a project we have to go with this. We've already taken out all the wiring, and you can see that here. Everything, all the loom is gone, and so is most of the metal back here, unfortunately. It's going to need some patchwork, because even at above the seams, you can see how, you know, below or behind the seam, you got the whole trunk pan. We're going to have to come up all the way up here. Even the structure holding the brace, the brace basically is not mounted to anything, anything worthwhile. So we got our work cut out for that. We still haven't heard from any of you guys who might have had might have a good lead on a trunk lid, because this trunk lid is a no-go. We got to get rid of that guy. But so if any of you guys have a good one, go ahead and message us here. We'd be very interested. Speaking of, as is with the trunk lid, we will go over to the hood. We discovered that our hood we have sitting up here against the basketball hoop, it's pretty thinned out in spots. Fortunately, it's just pretty rotted, and oh boy, you hear all the rust tinkle down through there. That's no good. We got some new hood hinges, but realized right down here there ain't nothing to hold that hood hinge. Unfortunately, all that is eaten away. So the plan has changed a little bit regarding our hood, and it's close to the same on this side. Oops, let me move the camera. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's I'll get out of my own light here and I'll show you just how bad it is. So what we're thinking is either we find a B-body hood that we can cut the inner structure out of and kind of Frankenstein one together, or we're going to try to find a fiberglass hood that will just bolt onto some hood hinges, and we'll go fiberglass, cut some weight out of the car, and move on from there. It's not the original plan, but hey, when it comes to these kinds of builds, you know, that's how things change. So you just got to be light on your feet. All right, let's move over. We'll show you some of the stuff that we pulled out and current condition of some items. Let me close that door. All right, here is our dashboard. You might have remembered this from our first video. That whole bottom structure here is gone. I mean, just amazingly gone. I've never seen a dash rot out like that before. And unfortunately, a 70 dash, because the door actually folded down instead of folding up like a 68 or 69, 70 is a one-off, as is so much of the 70. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to find something pretty unique, and hopefully somebody out there in the internet world will be able to help us out. We're gonna need some of your help, guys. Gauge cluster is, well, we're probably gonna end up going with an aftermarket for the whole setup, just because it's a lot of work and wood grain doesn't really fit with our theme, so we might just move on past the wood grain. But we do like the burnt orange, and so we're toying with the idea of keeping the burnt orange, just because of the uniqueness of it. And eventually, when the car does get new quarters and patches and possibly even well, I don't think we need to replace fenders, but we might need to patch the fenders. once the car's bodywork is all done, we'd like to have that nice interior. Let's show you some of the other items. Obviously, these are our vents and heater box. Pretty complete. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff just simply broke off because of the age of the plastic. And plastic in 1970, well, let's just say that the plastics of today are significantly better than the plastics of yesteryear. Our door panels, because there was hardly any bracing in there and there was no weatherproofing, someone had gone in and cut them out. We joked that maybe they were rum runners or running bags of dope or something stupid like that. And that way they needed some place to hide their stash. There was simply no weather protection for the inside of those quarter panel, or those quarter panels, and so those rotted out pretty quick. Those are the uppers. Obviously the uppers just get painted. I think we can clean them up and they'll just be fine. We'll see how they go. Here's our new hood hinges that will go on eventually. Our really busted up master cylinder is gone. We're very excited to be working with Bear Brakes, and Bear Brakes will be helping us out with one of their remasters, as well as their Pro Plus 13-inch disc brake kit, and that's going to really make a difference. We obviously took our complete brake pedal assembly out, as we are putting in a new Silver Sport 6-speed, and that new pedal assembly will include the clutch pedal, so that one's a goner too. Some other items just need to be cleaned up, like our windshield wiper arms, and just some other little items that will be kept. But for right now, we are looking at a pretty gutted car. And that's going to be real helpful when it comes time to cut all the floors out, cut the trunk out, putting all of our new classic muscle metal AMD steel in, as well as a US Car Tool mini tub kit, which we're pretty excited about. That's going to really, obviously, build up the structure of the car, as well as allow us to put a lot more meat underneath the back, and we're pretty excited about that.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of us rewinding the clock and showing you how we found ZomBEE and in what condition we really discovered the car was in when we brought it home. And obviously the plans have changed from what we talked about in those earlier clips to what we're doing today with direct connection and finale speed. If you guys haven't seen that build plan and that announcement, definitely go over to the magazine and check out that article. So we're really excited to go forward with this project. We really want to thank everyone who's gotten involved with it. We have to thank the guys at Auto Metal Direct. We have to thank the guys at US Car Tool. Definitely have to thank Dave Chamberlain for helping it get some of the metal work done. Obviously, Finale Speed is going to take that ball into the end zone, but for the companies who've reached out that have partnered with Mopar Connection Magazine, we really owe you a big vote of thanks, because we couldn't do it without you. Silver Sport Transmissions, Curry Enterprises, Bear Brakes, and we're really excited to be working with Hotchkiss Sport Suspension. We obviously can't get this car done without the help of Classic Industries and Year One. So this car is going to come together. We're really excited about it, and we really want to share that enthusiasm with all of you. Hopefully you guys are excited as we are. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, maybe leave a comment, share it with your friends, help us grow the channel. And if you want more awesome Mopar content, please check us out over at www.Mopar Connection Magazine, where new articles are written and published every day, entirely subscription free to you, Monday through Friday. We'll see you soon.